right, so we were talking about multiverse. So multiverse just means that we believe that time and space have alternate dimensions and people live in alternate realities. Not that we necessarily live in a linear time. Like there's a point A. I woke up this morning. I drove to school to go sit in this wild professor's class. I sat in class. I left class. I went and I did the rest of my day. That's linear. Some people believe that while that same self is doing all those things, there's another self in another dimension that's doing something else. Some people believe that you can walk through different dimensions. Our superheroes tried to convince us that we can. Why do you think our superheroes are trying to convince us that time is not linear? What's the larger conversation? Write that question down. Why do superheroes try to convince us that time is not linear? Keep asking yourself that question every semester, every class, not semester, every class. Okay, so basically I have summarized 2 chapters into 1 lecture with multiple handouts, but now I want to go back to the text itself. So I want you to open up to page 27. On page 27, we start to talk about annotating. Annotating basically means that you are writing in your book. You're identifying, page 27. You are identifying the parts of argument for that text. So you're going to identify the thesis, you're going to identify the subclaims, the evidence, you're going to note what the assumptions are, what type of reasoning process they are using. Now turn the page to 28. I want you to highlight, take note of your reactions, pay attention to the text design, and talk back to the text. As you're reading something, I want you to consider what you're thinking. Is your opinion changing? Is your opinion getting stronger because of what you're reading? Because you disagree with them? Is your opinion getting stronger because you're agreeing with them? What is your reaction? Make notes in the margin. Like if you find something that somebody writes, you're like, oh man, I totally agree with that. You could just write agree, exclamation point. But man, if you're like, that is a horrible comment, they are so wrong. I literally will write wrong in the margins. And then I'll put while they're wrong so that I'll remember why I think that they're wrong. Pay attention to the text design. Now, design is very important, especially when we start talking about modalities. Because a written text is different from a billboard. It's different from a commercial. It's different from a TV. It's different from movies. It's different from the text that you receive on the phone, right? Different than music videos. So every single genre has its own expectations, its own qualifications that it needs to meet. So design is so important. Now talking back to the text, this interweaves with paying attention and it interweaves with annotating. How can you counter-argue something that you've read? What is something that you find wrong with what you have read? Mark it in the margins. That way when you come to class and I say, hey, what did you think about this? You can go to your margins and your notes are there. Because I can guarantee you with your schedule, you're going to forget from Wednesday to Monday what it is that you read. Yes? I'm living in reality, I am, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, look at page 29. It has the sample annotated text. Sample annotated text. pause that, please, while I get this loaded.